Ever wondered what goes on inside an interrogation room? It's not always like the movies with shouting and slamming tables. Often, it's a quiet, psychological chess match where one single moment, one tiny detail, can make a suspect's carefully built wall of lies come crashing down. Today, we're diving into the real stories from investigators who pinpointed that exact moment, the instant the criminal broke. Let's start with a classic case that highlights the power of simple, undeniable evidence. But Mike was cool as a cucumber. He had an alibi for every single break-in, and he stuck to his story for hours. Detectives were getting nowhere. Then, one detective walked back into the room and placed a small, muddy work boot on the table. It was just a boot. During questioning, he played the victim, claiming he was just a misunderstood businessman whose ventures had failed. He was so good at it, he almost seemed believable. The detectives interviewed him for days, and he never wavered. He was enjoying the attention, the intellectual battle. He got so caught up in boasting about his master plan that he started admitting to key elements of the fraud. He was so desperate to be seen as a criminal mastermind that he confessed, not with a bang, but with a smug, self-satisfied grin. His pride was the key that unlocked the whole case. The thought of Jerry betraying him, saving his own skin while Tom took the fall, was too much. Panic set in. "What?" Tom shouted. "That liar? It was his idea?" And just like that, the floodgates opened. Told the police everything, desperate to make sure his partner didn't get a better deal. A young man was brought in for a hit and run that had tragically taken a life. The lead detective on the case was a mother herself. She saw past the tough exterior and saw a scared kid. After hours of fruitless questioning, she asked everyone else to leave the room. She sat down, not as a cop, but just as a person. She didn't talk about the crime. Instead, she asked him about his family, his dreams, his plans for the future. She told him a story about a mistake she made when she was his age. How scared she was, and how telling the truth, while difficult, was the first step to making things right. She wasn't yelling or accusing. She was offering a path forward. He started to cry, silent tears at first, then deep, shuddering sobs. Through his tears, he confessed everything. He said he had panicked and driven off. The detective had managed to reach the person behind the suspect. The breaking point wasn't a piece of evidence or a clever trick. It was a moment of empathy. The ice cubes hadn't even fully melted. It was a hot day. It was a simple question, but she had no answer that fit her timeline. Her elaborate story of being tied up for hours could unaccount for a freshly poured glass of ice water. That single, out-of-place detail was like pulling a thread on a sweater. For the investigators, it's about patience, observation, and understanding human psychology. The real drama isn't in the shouting, it's in the silence that follows when a criminal finally realizes there's nowhere left to hide.